guys, it's Random Jam 1000 here today, doing a video I've been wanting to do for a while. I had a video already preset for it, but unfortunately that video was way too long, so I had to cut it down. So here we are now. It is the Luxe 2.0 versus the Planet Eclipse Geo 3. Basically, this is my gun. This is the Planet Eclipse Geo 3 here. It's the black with purple and gold accents, custom anodized, and then the Luxe, it's the Teammates. That's the Luxe 2.0, obviously polished white on teal. So yeah, pretty nice looking markers, I must say. Basically gonna go over the general, differences between them, what makes which one better, as fast as I possibly can. There's a lot to go through. Hopefully we can get it done in a short amount of time. So let's get to it. Alright, so here we got them down on the table. We're going to just quickly go over from one side to the other on each marker, which one's better and what ways. Also, we're going to take them out for a bit of a shooting. I did it with Sega. But here we go. We'll start with the barrels. The Luxe has a two-piece Freak barrel, and the Planet Eclipse has a two-piece Shaft 4 barrel. The Luxe, I would say, wins in barrels because when you get this two-piece barrel on the Planet Eclipse markers, it only comes with the one back, which I think is a 683. I may be wrong. And this one has a Freak inserts. I forgot what the stock one is, but I know you can buy about $12 inserts for these, and you have to buy about $40 backs if you want to match your paint to your bore size. So overall, I feel like the Luxe barrel still wins on that. It is a nice barrel, the Shaft 4, but still very nice. It has a longer control bore than the Shaft 3. However, still Luxe. Moving down to the regulators. I would say regulator goes to the Planet Eclipse markers. I think this is an SL91 regulator. This is just your standard Smart Parts regulator or GOG reg. You can see these on the other markers such as the Vibe, or as now they're known as, I think it's the Enemy and the Envy and all those guns. So really you're getting the exact same regulator on the lower end guns, but it has no macro line fittings. This is on the only high ends, and you're even getting them on the lower ends, but I feel like this regulator is a fair bit better. They're both pretty easy to take apart, but this one has a bit more ease to it. So I feel like Planet Eclipse definitely wins there. Moving down, we'll go to the feed neck. Feed necks do what they do. They both work fairly well. I would say the lower profile feed neck goes to the DLX Luxe, so I personally like the Luxe feed neck a fair bit better. Moving over to the eyes and eye covers. People hate on the appearance of the eye covers with the Geo 3. I don't see anything wrong with them. I think they look a lot better than the Geo 2s. Personally, I'm just saying I think they look a lot nicer. They do have the Allen key screws to take them out. These have the toolless disassembly. All you got to do is push this little tab forward, then push on the eye cover forward, and then it should just lift out. I am pretty bad at it, so I'll keep trying. But other than that, it's pretty simple. That's all it is. It's a toolless disassembly. But eyes, I would say, go to the Planet Eclipse marker because this has the ribbon in them and it goes all the way through, up through the body and in through these little holes. That comes out. They're a pain in the ass to get back in, and it can rip easily. These are just a short wire that connect about that far. So honestly, I feel like the wires are a lot nicer to go with. So Planet Eclipse did a good job on the eyes. So I give that to the Geo 3. Triggers, I am not a fan of the Fang trigger or the Sling trigger as you see here on the Luxe. And I'm more a fan of the Scythe trigger that all the Planet Eclipse markers usually come with. However, in this case, the Luxe has a better trigger. It does have that little bit more of a spring to it when it's stock. This one's more of just like a small little bit of a pull. I feel like the Luxe trigger feels a bit nicer, even though I'm more of a fan of the design of the Planet Eclipse markers. Overall, trigger goes to the Luxe. It feels a lot nicer. You can adjust it. Even you can get the product series triggers on them that feel twice as amazing as any trigger I've ever felt. Nicest trigger I felt. Moving down, we'll go on to the ASAs. As you see here, this has no macro line. This has macro line, so it's pretty nice for the Luxe to have that. This has the ASA extender on it right now. It comes with a twist knob. The only thing I would say that's a bad part about the DLX Luxe ASA is the fact that if you look here, I'll just see if I can get this focused, there's a small O-ring on the end of this knob here. It basically, what that does is it tears apart very easily, I find. This is a urethane O-ring, so it's not going to tear apart as easily. But the stock ones, I know I had to go through like 4 O-rings because how easily they would tear apart. This, obviously, the Planet Eclipse has the Pops ASA, as you see here. Definitely by far the best ASA on the market. I don't care what anyone says. So ASA definitely goes to the Geo 3 even though it has a macro line. But this ASA is unbeatable. It's just a simple bam, it's on, no problem. Bam, it's off. That's how nice it is. We'll quickly go on to the bolts. Let me just fast forward the footage. Alrighty, so as you see here, we have the Luxe bolt and the Planet Eclipse bolt. Both are fairly different. They come apart in different ways as well. The Geo 3 is pretty simple to take apart. All you gotta do, pull the front can, you got the prop shaft here, and then you see just push the bolt out. Sorry about that. You push the bolt out, there's the bolt, here's the can, pretty simple. So there's that. You can take off the prop shaft in certain ways. I wouldn't really do it. You don't really need to, unless you want to upgrade to something else. The Luxe comes apart still fairly easily. As you see here, you just twist it. Comes apart into 3 nice pieces. Has your guide rod. Then it comes with the firing can, which is actually now polished, which has been a step up from the old Luxe 1.0 can. And then you have your bolts, which is nice on these. I'm not sure. I didn't have this on my 2.0. But there's a small O-ring. I'll see if I can get that to focus. An O-ring right on the end there. Just a pretty nice little feature to have. I think it just stops it from breach wear, which is pretty nice to have. This guide rod can come off if you really want to. All it is really down there is an O-ring that really helps with bolt stick. If you do have that issue, I know I still did. And overall, still fairly nice bolts. The smoother shot, we'll go into that when we do the shooting. However, for bolt maintenance, I'd still say the Luxe wins because even though they're both toolless disassembly, the Geo 3 can use an Allen key, and if you tighten it with an Allen key, you're going to have to take it out with an Allen key. However, I just feel like the ease of just simply lifting up a tab, pulling it back, the Luxe wins in that one. Moving on, we'll just skip over the bolts, and we'll go on to the board. Sorry about that. Basically, as you see, there's a laser eyes in there. But as you see, here's the board for the Luxe. It's a talking board.
Vision off.
As you see, it tells you vision off. It has a bunch of different modes. It has languages, first shot drop compensation, go into your milliseconds for your BPS rate. You can go into basically anything. It's a really cool board. And even if you don't like the speaker, the voices, you can change them, or you can turn off the speaker completely. And then you just use the LEDs. But what's really cool is you can customize these into anything you really want. So that's pretty neat. I do like the Luxe board a lot. However, in my opinion, I still feel like the Geo 3, I like the board that Planet Eclipse makes. See here? Turning on. I have mine set to purple, kind of a pink color. You can change these to really any color you want. But I personally like it because it's just really easy to go into the modes without having to take the grips off. So say if you want to change like your firing rate, you can just scroll up into like, you know, all your settings you got here. Don't know if it's focused here. Let's see if we can get it in. As you see, you can just basically change into literally anything you want. And I kind of like that. You can change the color of the back screen. I know in certain ways you can also change how what comes up on the LED as in the writing. So for boards, even though I'm a huge fan of Luxe board, how it talks to you, I still like the Planet Eclipse board just a little bit more. It's a nice board. It's very easy. So yeah, basically then moving on to, I guess, feel in general. The Planet Eclipse, they did do a nice job on kind of milling it. It is nice and like shrunken down, but it still has a bit of a more stretch forward grip. It's kind of got these little notches as you can see in here. I'll see if I can get that. But it is fairly thin right up here. So you can kind of like slip your finger in there. Whatever way you feel comfortable holding it. So yeah, feel there. The Luxe is a bit bulkier, I must say. It has a bit of a bulkier feel to it. A bit more stretched out than the Geo 3. I don't know, I'd say feel definitely has to go to the Luxe in my opinion. The Geo 3 does feel nice in the hands, but the Luxe just has a bit of an extra stretch to it, which I like, and it just feels a bit more solid. So overall, I still think they're both great feeling guns, however the Luxe wins in that. I don't really think I can go much over anything else, besides probably I could say would be ease of maintenance and basically disassembly. Both come apart pretty easily. I'm going to have to give it a tie. I've taken both of these apart completely. They're both simple. No much more than that to say. Yeah, so all I can say is we're going to go take them out. As you see the footage I got from Sega. Let's see if we can get these both in here. Do the Geo first. See, here's a bit of a little kick test for you here. Just barely holding the marker. Pretty much are both the same. They both you know, have the same sort of kick. Like that. So, both shoot relatively soft. I'd definitely say the Luxe shoots a little bit softer. They both feel very comfortable in the hands. Overall, yeah, both shoot very nice. I'd have to say though, smoother shot definitely has to go to the Luxe. But yeah, so there's a little bit of a sound comparison / shooting. So yeah, thanks for watching. So as you see, both shot fairly well. Looking over the footage, you can kind of hear that the Luxe sounds a bit louder than the Geo 3. Personally, I feel like in the hands, the Luxe feels a bit quieter, sounds a bit quieter, but they both shoot pretty much like, you know, amazing. And I feel like the Geo 3 still shoots a bit nicer, even though the Luxe is a bit smoother and quieter. It's just my personal opinion on that. I've been trying to keep this as unbiased as possible. Sorry if it has seemed a bit biased. If you disagree with me on something, you can say in the comments below. Just tell me what you feel is different and what I might have missed. However, I feel like I went over pretty much anything that would convince you into which one's better. And overall, I would have to say the winner is, with the two guns, the Geo 3. I have had two Luxes before, and I absolutely love them. I had a 2.0 and a 1.0. The 1.0 I missed the most just because it was unique and it had its own little place in my heart, and the 2.0 shot unbelievable. But what really makes the Geo 3 a winner for me is because the first time I played with one, I knew then and there I would like a Geo 3, and I picked myself up one as you see here. And it's just the fact why the Geo 3 is a bit better than the Luxe is the reliability factor. This isn't regarding, like, you know, in guns. I would say it's more also in how it's constructed and also the brand that's behind it. Planet Eclipse, as everyone knows, makes almost indestructible guns. I have seen, however, the egos do break, but they do break. Those do happen for a reason. So when you do dive into the snake, you don't break any bones. You just break your gun. And I'd rather think people would rather break their gun than their hands so they can keep playing. I feel like the Geo 3 just wins because it is nearly as soft as the Luxe, if not softer, depending on how well you tune it. It has like the same features, especially this nice little SFT adjuster there. You can adjust the solenoid into your own personal way if you like it a bit more kicky, if you like it softer. But what also makes it a better marker is you're basically getting, like, you know, a really high-end gun for almost $250. I think it's $150, if I'm correct. $150 less than the Luxe 2.0. So you're saving yourself $150 on a gun that I personally feel is better. The only thing that I think they could, like, you know, definitely change is include a full barrel kit with this. That would be nice. Overall, I'd say Geo 3 wins in my opinion, guys. If you disagree, again, put in the comments down below what you think. So guys, thank you very much for watching. Once again, been waiting to do this video for a while, finally did, and I hope you have yourselves a great day. Please hit that subscribe button. I'm having a contest coming up very soon, so you'll want to stick around for that. Once again, guys, thanks for watching.